Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Audacious Extreme here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the very basic steps for you guys to be building your beginner team that will help you go through your basic dungeons like your keeps, Minotaur's Labyrinth, and Dragon's Lair, Spider, and just early game stuff. Because a lot of times in the very beginning, especially on a free-to-play account, you're going to be building out one team that's going to take you through pretty much everywhere, okay? And then for arena, you're probably going to swap out one or two champions, and then that's going to be your arena team too, okay? So I'm going to start by going over some of the basic things that you want to look for in your champions and kind of how to pick your champions for your team, okay? So let's get started. The very first champion that I would recommend is always going to be your starter. All of the starter champions are very strong, and all of them will provide some sort of pretty good benefit to the team overall. So Kale is basically a not super strong, but strong enough nuker when you're just starting off, okay? A1 places a poison, A2 is an AoE, and if it kills anybody, it fills its turn meter. The A3 attacks 4 times at random, and each hit has a 40% chance of placing a strong poison debuff for 2 turns. That's huge, especially for clan boss. That's going to make him do tons of damage. And then his aura, which is something that you want to look for on any champion that you're considering placing in one of your main teams. I'll get back to that just shortly. So Kale doesn't really have many debuffs besides poison, and poison's going to do damage, but that's really it, and that's not really going to help anything else at all. That's just going to try and kill the enemy. So you want to try and find a champion such as maybe War Maiden, who I did use for a little bit, who has an increased attack on this champion, which is not that great, but on the AoE, a decreased defense of 60% for 2 turns. When booked is a 100% chance. That is huge. Now you can see she has a 60% chance, and it's a 100%, or a 60% decrease, and it's a 100% chance. So that is a very strong debuff. Or you can use who I am using currently, because I happen to pull him, and I know I'm going to be using him as a campaign farmer soon, and that's Bellower. And Bellower brings a block active skills to all enemies. It's only on a 20% chance, but it's not that bad. And if that lands, that can be greatly helpful. On the A2, an AoE decreased speed. Once again, it's not a 100% chance, but when it's booked, it's a 70% chance. Pretty decent. The A3, an AoE with decreased attack and decreased defense. Huge. This is really the main reason that I'm using him, as well as the decreased speed. But he has been a massive benefit to my team, and I actually ended up taking him to 6-star before I did War Maiden. And then his aura is just increase ally speed and faction crypts, so he's going to be your lead for faction crypts for sure. But anyways, so he brings decreased speed, decreased attack, and decreased defense. So on this guy, you really want to make sure you place a lot of accuracy, whether that's going to be a Bellower, War Maiden, anybody who's bringing decrease attack, decrease accuracy, decrease defense, weaken, any type of debuff. You want to make sure that they have enough accuracy to be able to land those debuffs. If they don't, they're basically pointless. So as you can see right here, I have currently, I'll just go to the total stats, 91 accuracy on Bellower, which is pretty low, but fighting early game content, he's still placing his debuffs on everybody. But we'll move on. So my next person in the team is my healer, and one of my healers that I've been using a ton is Reliquary Tender. She's been pretty damn good, and she's helped me out a ton. That's why I also took her to 6-star. She's got on her A1 a decreased attack, which is just for a single enemy, so nothing crazy, but it helps. On the A2, she removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a 15% continuous heal on them for 2 turns. So in total, that's going to heal 30% of their total HP, and any debuffs that they have, which can definitely build up quickly, remove just like that. And then she also revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meters by 30%. This is huge because this is going to allow my team to take another turn before the enemy team is able to take another turn. Meaning I'm going to heal up again, possibly kill them, and everything else all before they can possibly kill me. So that's huge. So the next thing that you want to look for, once you have your healer / reviver, your debuffer, and your nuker, is kind of like just another support champion or somebody else just to kind of keep everybody alive. And for me, well, and for what I just used for my team, because this is who I have, I chose Runekeeper Dazdirk. And he is kind of like a healer, and he can also bring an increased ally attack if need be on the aura. So on his A3, he removes all debuffs from all allies, then heals all allies by 25% of this champion's max HP. Then places a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns on allies that have a debuff removed. Now when you really read that, and then look below and see plus 5%, plus 5%, plus 10% heal, he's healing by 50% of his max HP and still putting those continuous heal buffs on all allies. That's huge. He also has a 50% increase attack buff on all allies on his A2. This is something that is just going to greatly help champions like Cal just do so much more damage and just help you clear your waves so much faster, helping you progress even faster. On the A1, he's got a leech, which if you're fighting a boss and that gets put on, it's going to make all your teammates heal up a little bit more every time that they attack, which is huge. Now, the last person I typically bring is just either a support, a healer, another reviver, or another nuker, whoever you really need. And so in this case, I've been bringing Deliana with me in most cases, and she also has a great aura, which is ally HP in all battles by 33%. That's fantastic, and especially when you use her, she does damage based on HP, so that means she's basically dealing 33% more damage. So that's pretty big. But I'll just go over her skills really quick. On the A1, she has an AoE leech, so like I said before, helps all my teammates heal up every time they take an attack. On the A2, she attacks one enemy and places a decreased resistance for 2 turns. Pretty big, because that means any debuffs that you're trying to place, you're going to be able to place them that much easier. So that's pretty big. On the A3, you have a chance of placing block buffs. Block buffs is massive for Hydra. When they try to place the poison cloud, that blocks that, so that way you can continue dealing damage. Or if you're in arena and they're going to go and place, say, continuous heals, a shield, or increased defense, all kinds of stuff that would make them so much harder to kill, oop, can't do it. Fantastic. That is another wonderful thing to look for. And then her passive is just increases some accuracy and places a strength buff on all allies if Deliana's HP drops below 50%. That's also pretty big, because that means all my allies then do 25% more damage and have 25% more, they can take 25% more of a hit before they're going to die. It's pretty huge. So I really hope this video was able to kind of give you guys just a little bit of understanding on how your basic team works in Raid. I'm just going to kind of show you guys here just a quick dragon run. I'm farming stage 15, and I really don't have like anything decent at the moment. I'm just using very basic gear. Nothing too great. I don't really have any good champions yet, like you guys saw. And I'm able to fight Dragon 15 in about 3 minutes. That's not too bad, and with everything I've shown you guys, I've been able to progress pretty far into everything. So I really hope this video helped you guys out, and if it did, please be sure to drop a like and maybe consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.